Good day, Doctor. We will be presenting low-fidelity prototype for our project and project group. For team members, have me, myself, John Seng, and Nohidatu Atira binti Ameh, and our supervisor is Dr. Nuruda binti Ibrahim. Our project product is to create a mobile game that supports Malaysia tourism economy and showcases Sabah attractions. And our target audience is the youth who travel and play casual video games. For our primary software, we use RPG Maker MZ. One of the reasons we use RPG Maker MZ is the system have a large collection of plugins and features, and the system also covers all the many NPCs, treasure chests, puzzles, and everything else players will interact in the game. For the software interface, the system editor usually allow us to create objects, creatures, powers, and characters. Easily are the most intuitive and streamlined tool in the game. The system editor allows us to define the character abilities, spells, and items, as well as the attributes of the monster, towns, and also the dungeons. From this here we can see we can add the dialogue here and also create the map. For the game storyline, now we have realized that now that the tourism industry is up and running once more, and there are 4 friends in the game are planning a trip to Sabah, which is known as one of the top tourist destinations. They are very eager to go on their trip, but not before learning that they will have to accomplish missions along the way. And this is due to the sudden comeback of the COVID-19 virus. As a result, they have to complete their travel as soon as possible so that they can get back to their home. Along with their efforts in completing the missions, some of the villagers may need their help to keep them away from the virus or otherwise. For the character design part, and we drafted 2 characters for our low fidelity prototype, and we will be enhance it later. And from the interface character design, we can also we can add the name and audit name for our character, and we define our character with their own classes such as the martial arts and also the sorcerer. And for the next part, I will be let Hidayat to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good evening to Sehong Zami. I'm Nohidatu Atira binti Ameh, entry number 280268, and I will be presenting the graphic user interface of our game. First, we will begin with the title screen. The game title will display at the top center of the screen. There are 3 menu items that player can click and choose. First is New Game. Player can click the button to start a new game. Next will be the Continue. The Continue button is for the player to click and choose the latest save file to continue from the previous game. The next is the Options. There are several options that player can adjust, such as the background music, sound effect, volume, and many more. Next is the Narration. The storyline script will display on the middle of the screen with a dim background. There are 2 menu items displayed, which is Skip Story and Continue Story. Player can choose between these two to skip or to continue read the story. If player choose to skip the story, the game will lead player to the starting point. And if player choose to continue the story, then the narration will display the next storyline. Next, we will move to the first level, which is the map is at the airport. There is a narration on the middle of the screen with a dim background, and it's the same thing as the narration before. There will be 2 options for the player, either they want to skip or continue the story. Level 2 will display the Kundasang, one of the Sabah attraction. There will be two menu items coming from a dialog from the NPC, namely yes and no. Player can choose between these two buttons. Next is the interaction between player and the NPC. A dialog will pop up at the bottom of the screen, and from the interaction, player will have mission that they have to complete or enter another map. Level 3 will highlight on the Sempurna. There will be a dialog with two options displayed at the bottom of the screen. There are several menu items, which is skip or proceed. There will be a small arrow button at the bottom center for the player to skip or proceed with the next dialog. And there will be two options, which is yes and no, which player can click to move to the next map or back to the previous screen. This is the inner of the Sempurna resort. There will be a transfer point from the previous screen for the player to move from one map to another map. And there will be a menu item for the dialog, which is skip or proceed. And this is the mission screen. There will be a transfer point. After moving few steps ahead at the previous level, there will be a flash transition into the battlefield. The menu item we have here are two, fight or escape. When player click on fight, then player will start attacking the enemies and choose the enemy to attack. However, if player choose to escape, then the battle will just end. Now is the game over screen. This will be displayed after the player has lost a level. The screen title will press game over on the middle of the screen with a controller icon. And player will be brought to the main screen. And this is the ending credits. The ending credits scene will display after the end of the game and automatically return to the title screen. This is the full chart of our storyboard. We label it from A to K. So that's all from us. Thank you.